Hey guys, and welcome back to the Spruce and Linen channel. I'm Janelle, and today we're going to talk about the Egyptian knot. This is another simple stitch, but it adds a really cool looking texture and pattern to your weaving. So let's get started. This video is brought to you by the Spruce and Linen shop, where you can find weaving kits, tools, materials, and supplies. Link in the description box below. I've already put a few rows of plain weave here on my loom just to kind of hold my warp strings properly and have something to beat down onto. So to start this weaving, I'm going to be working in groups of 2 warp strings, but you can change this depending on the look you want. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to be working in groups of 2. So I'm going to start from left to right. I'm going to go under 2 warp strings, just like so. Then I'm going to go back under those same 2, but then around the next 2 as well. So now we're going under 4 warp strings. And now we have our first little knot there. So now we're under these 2 warp strings, and we're going to once again go back under those 2 as well as the next 2. And you're going to just keep repeating this all the way across. And you can see we're getting that bit of pattern there. And once again, under these 2 that we just went under, plus another 2. Under 4. Every single time, making sure that the first 2 are going back under where you just came from. I really like the texture that this stitch gives. It's kind of like a little, almost like a little bubble. But what I like about it is because we're wrapping around, it's not just going to leave gaps behind. So we have that string behind too. So you won't see through this stitch. It's good coverage, but gives you that kind of grouped little bubble look. So on this last one, now that we're at the end of the row, I'm just going to go back around just those 2 to finish it off. And then in order to turn around, what I'm going to do is actually go over these 2 and then under the next 2. And now we can continue on with our under 4. So under the same 2 that we were just around, plus 2 more. So in this scenario, we are creating like a stacked look with this pattern. You can stagger them, which I'll show you as well. But in some ways, like as you can see it kind of coming together, in some ways it's a little bit like sumac stitch, but it's not quite as braid looking as sumac. And then once again at the end, just going around those last 2 together. Next, we're going to do some Egyptian knotting with 2 colors and staggering our rows so that you can see the different effects that you can get with this stitch. So once again, I'm going to start with my white here, and I'm going to do that exact same thing we did on this first row. We're going to start going in with the pink now, and to start this row, in order for it to get staggered from the previous row, I'm going to start with just going under 1 string. And then I'm going to go under that same 1 string plus 2 more. And then we're going to go back to our under the same 2 we just went under plus 2 more, so the same that we did originally. But that's what you have to do just to be able to stagger that row. So now you can see that this row is going in between the previous row. So now that we're at the end, we're going under those last 3 strings. And then I'm going to go around just 1 string at the very end. Then you can go back in with your other color. I'm going to go behind this pink one and we're gonna go back into that under 2. And then again under those same 2, and then under 2 more. And that same thing all the way across. So now I'm going to go the opposite way and stagger my rows yet again. So we're starting with going underneath 1 string, then underneath 3, and back to our under 2 plus another 2. And that is the Egyptian knot. I really love the texture it adds, especially when you're using like a chunkier yarn. But again, you could use any thickness and get really creative with this. You could do so many different colors of stripes and it would look really, really beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe, and click the bell to get notifications when I post new videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, sometimes it's hard when you don't spend time with other humans very often, and you start to go a little bit crazy. But that's fine. We're all a little crazy.